I think the number of days that you're on definitely correlates with your frequency and what you're aware of on SR. When I was at 30 days, 60 days, even 90 days, I wasn't processing information the way that I am now. I wasn't thinking about things as clearly as I am now. I didn't have the longevity awareness that I have now. I'm not able to see my trajectory 5 years, 10 years down the line as clearly as I am now. And I know 200 days from now, I'm still going to be upgrading my awareness. So people who think that, oh, I can relapse and because I went for 100 days or I went for 300 days, that it doesn't matter. It totally matters. It completely matters. There's never been a relapse where I didn't feel empty. There's never been a moment in time. See, especially when you're having sex, because that's I don't know what it's like to just jerk my dick off and watch porn, but at least that experience has been so far away from me that I can't relate to it, and I can't relate to the depleted experience anymore. But during this streak, now that I'm on 146 or 7 days, this is going to be my first time hitting 5 months. At the beginning of my streak, I was having sex. And when you're having sex, in the middle of it, you're like, well, nutting doesn't sound bad. And it's very difficult, not impossible, to hold this spiritual conscious awareness of what you're actually doing, and you're sharing energy with this person and not just having some cheeks in your face. It's not the easiest thing to have some titties in your face and be like, this is a spiritual experience. But you can appreciate it. You can raise your consciousness to a level where you are appreciating things, and you're not depleting yourself as you would if you're just full on animal mode, just lustful, just in there for your nut like a fucking squirrel. But what I'm trying to get at is your days and how what your streak is right now affects your awareness and how you are actually going to perceive SR. When I was on 30 days, I thought that a nut would bring me down a bit. Now that I'm on 147 days, dude, a nut would probably take me out. Like, I'll probably fucking die. And having that awareness, and that's not an exaggeration, because of how much you're doing. Imagine going for 30 days is like you driving a Honda Civic at 70 miles an hour, and then, I don't know, you take it into a fucking lake. That's what relapsing after 30 days is. Okay, you drove it into a fucking lake, but you're okay. You can get out. You can pull the car out. You call some motherfuckers. They pull the car out. You know, big deal. Relapsing on 100+ days, it fucking takes you out. I remember when I relapsed on 100 days and how long it actually took me to build myself back up. It took me like multiple streaks, multiple 70-day, 90-day streaks just to get to this point of reaching 5 months and then feeling like normal. Relapsing on 100+ days is like you driving a Lambo at 150 miles a fucking hour into a brick wall. That's what it is. And you'll be lucky. You'll be fucking lucky if you're able to maintain your bones, if you're able to maintain fucking consciousness. That's what it feels like. And with that awareness, a nut will scare you. It's no longer I'm just gonna go for 100 days and then attract a bad bitch and then I'm just gonna fuck her and I'm gonna have. No, like, I don't want to talk too much about sex in this video because I don't want to entertain that too much. Obviously, I have my moments. I have moments where I want to have sex and I'm horny and I have urges. But the thought of nutting makes my skin fucking itch. Like, it makes me want to just throw up, because having sex feels good, but you nutting in the moments after does not feel good. And I saw a comment that, like, obviously it's so, like, obvious, we say it all the time, but why waste time and energy on such a cheap thrill? It was somewhere along those lines. And it just, using those words really, like, puts a perspective on that act and ejaculation in general, because you can have fun with a woman for hours, days, months, whatever, But as soon as you nut, everything changes. Like the dynamic shifts completely. You're no longer full of your masculine energy. Even if you think you're not going to act differently, you are. You're going to sound differently, you're going to act differently. All of a sudden you're not on top of shit like you were before. You're not even going to be on top of the bitch that you were on before. Like the quality of your consciousness diminishes after every ejaculation. So the days that you are on completely correlates to how strong you actually are energetically, spiritually speaking. If someone is on 400 fucking days, they're more powerful than me, spiritually speaking, energetically speaking. Doesn't matter what their physique looks like, doesn't matter if they're a fat fuck or a skinny fuck. That motherfucker is a full-blown Jedi. But if you're on 30 days, you can't compete with someone who's on 100 days. You just fucking can't. And something that I've noticed is I feel like I'm living life on ranked play now, but because I'm so serious about retention, you'll feel people out and you'll be like, maybe this motherfucker is retaining, or at least like they haven't netted in a while, even if it's conscious or not. It's not like you're Vegeta with the fucking power level eyes and you're just like, this motherfucker relapsed 3 days ago. This motherfucker relapsed 15 hours ago and he was what? No, it's not like that, but you definitely feel people's energy and you can feel how depleted somebody is off of their mannerisms, off of the way they move, the way they speak, and just the energy that they're radiating. So if you're on 100 days, me on 147 days, energetically, I can't fucking keep up with someone who's on 1,000 days. I may be able to hang in there a little bit, but this motherfucker's nuts are full to the brim. Like he is just personified nut at that point. And I'm just on my way there, you know? He's not even driving the Lambo at 150 miles an hour anymore. That motherfucker is in a spaceship. He's in a rocket ship. He left Earth, you know? So you may be on 150 days and you may be thinking about relapsing or whatever. You may be on 300 days and you're like, damn, I've been doing good. I'm about to hit a year. I'm going to relapse. Dude, be fucking careful. Like, especially how you relapse really matters. If you're watching porn, that's like stabbing yourself. I'll say it again. That's like cutting your head off, literally, because you are just, and that's not to shame anybody. That's just how I fucking feel. So if you get offended by anything I say, I mean, go play with your own balls, bro. Stop watching mine. Like, if you are watching porn, that's just like a total disrespect to yourself, you know, and especially jerking off to it. It's even more disrespectful to yourself. So the way that people are going to treat you after that, your actions hold vibration. What you do and who you are and what you do when nobody's watching, that shit matters. Like, people want to act like, oh, I can go jerk off all day and nobody's going to see it. Motherfuckers can smell you. Retainers can smell you from miles away, and they're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. You know, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to talk to you. You're full of shit. And even people, what I've noticed, like with the rank play shit, is like, people who you think may be retaining, you may see them on point at a moment, like whether it's at the gym or you're talking to them, they're like in a good mood. There's like a brightness to them. And then next time you see them, you just know, bro. You just know they fucking relapsed. And then you're like, fuck, bro. You're just a hating ass motherfucker now, because from a depleted state, you see a retainer as conceited, cocky, full of himself, full of shit as a projection, because you can't even like begin to understand any of the concepts that we're talking about unless you're retaining. But this is just to encourage you to stay on your street, because a lot of you are asking me, oh, but what happens if I have a wet dream? Stop thinking about that shit. I don't want to talk about wet dreams, because the more attention you give it, the more power you give it. And it'll happen more if you're like worried about, oh, I don't want to have a wet dream. Just take cold showers, train your ass off, and make sure that you're using your mental energy productively. That's going to help you get away from wet dreams. And if you're having like a blackout dream, you don't remember it, just don't worry, bro. You're not edging. You're just too full. But if you're having sexual dreams, you need to keep yourself in check. You need to understand that you're probably edging, whether it's physically or mentally. And it's not going to ruin your streak, because it's not a conscious release, and it's still mostly prostate fluid. It's just dead sperm. It's energy that doesn't belong in your body. It's not going to be the best juice you got, because it's not conscious. It's not, your brain does know the difference between, okay, and your consciousness does know the difference between I'm making a baby right now, I'm having sex, and I'm actually gonna procreate, or I've been fucking mentally edging and I'm just having a dream right now. So fucking do what you will. You know, you're gonna spill some, but it's not going to be the best. And you shouldn't worry about it. You shouldn't end your streak because it's a unconscious release. Especially this, the whole point of this is to be conscious. And if it's not conscious and it's out of your awareness, it's out of your control. But the more lucid you are and you're conscious about what you're thinking about in real life, then you're not going to have these moments of having sexual dreams and not being able to control yourself. You're gonna have a bitch sucking you off in your dream, and you're gonna be mid, like, she's topping you, just like, I'm not going for it. I don't know what the fuck you want, but I've controlled this shit to the point where in my dreams, if I have a sexual dream, I'm not nutting. And that's when you know you're serious about retention. I remember on my previous streaks where I would have sexual dreams and I would be like letting go. Like you're like, fuck it, I'm having sex, so let's do it. Because in that moment, you're not serious. And I always use it as a reflection. After I wake up, I may feel a diminishment in my energy a little bit. It's nothing compared to a conscious release, but it is, you feel a little bit less energy. But the main benefits, like the glow, the wide eyes, you're still full of test, but it's the mental benefits that I see that are diminished and they're a little bit weaker. Like, you may not be as sharp, you may not be as clear-headed if you weren't, if you weren't mentally edging, you'd be sharper. But don't get caught up in the wet dream bullshit. Stop using that as an excuse to go goon. Stop using that as an excuse to go have sex. Oh, I had a wet dream, so I'm pissed off, so I'm gonna go fuck some bitch. It's like, you're just killing yourself at that point. Like, all you have to do is just go on about your day like nothing happened, and you'll be fine. But stop edging, though. Stop thinking about sex and making it this powerful concept within your consciousness that you need to act out on these things. And like I said, I used it as a reflection of like, okay, obviously I'm not that serious about my streak, because even in a dream state, I'm willing to release. And I may use that as an excuse as to why that happens. Like, oh, it happened in the dream state, so, you know, I'm cool. But the more serious you are, you get tested in the dream. You're going to get tested in the physical realm, but you're going to get tested in the spiritual realm as well. And then you'll have these moments of like, I'm not nutting. Like, I don't care where I'm at, because you're so in tune with your consciousness that you're aware that even that nut is going to diminish you a little bit. And it actually helps you stay on retention longer when you do that in your dream. Let's say you have a wet dream and you don't nut. It helps you stay on retention longer because you are actually activating this part of your consciousness where you're aware of how serious you are. And you're so lucid, you're so aware of the fact that you don't want to nut that you cannot possibly nut now. Doesn't matter if you're having sex, doesn't matter if you're fucking your wife or your girlfriend, you're not going there. Like, it doesn't matter if you bring yourself to the fucking edge of the cliff, you're not gonna jump. And yeah, like I said, I'll make another video to speak upon like clown retention and how your edging you is going to deplete you. Obviously, it's not going to be as much as a nut. But if you're edging all day, you're just beating your dick like it owes you money, and you're never getting the fucking money because you're not gonna nut. I mean, it's gonna be horrible for you. You're basically just like swimming in the black hole, and then you have to pull yourself out, but you're not gonna go and dive in. Like, it's still going to just waste your time, energy. It's not a good look. But it's not always easy. I can't say that, oh, I'm this perfect being and I didn't edge. On this streak, even at the beginning of the streak, I was having sex. So even though like the last couple months have been clean, it's like I've seen the benefits just skyrocket after me not having sex. And I go back and forth, right? You have to be aware that whatever you're thinking is not who you are. Is not. So even if you're thinking like I said, I posted a video about this where your mind will play tricks on you and it'll say, oh, how about you nut right now? You've been doing good. You'll have all types of thought patterns, right? Like, you'll have the reward system thought pattern where it's like, oh, you've been doing good, let's reward ourselves. Or you'll have the this isn't working thought pattern where you're like, but fuck, nothing's really changed. Like, I'm on retention. And then you'll have that thought pattern. All of these leading to you being depleted. All of these leading to a relapse. or like, I'm just so horny, I'm so full of tests, I have to fuck right now. All of these different thought patterns, and I go more in depth on that video on the second channel, but you'll have these thought patterns trying to get you to relapse, but that doesn't mean that's who you are unless you really act on that shit, and then you're depleted, and it's like your energy drops, your power level drops, your awareness drops, your fucking dick drops. Now you're like, now you gotta toy with it to get hard and shit. Now you actually have to like look at like titties and get so involved in some shit in order to get hard. Every day I wake up bricked, like I just got a sword on me, ready to just kill motherfuckers. Like, just kill, bro. That's how I feel. Like, it's almost fucking scary. Like, to the point where you can go from having ED, you can go from, like, not getting hard, watching porn, or just, like, maybe you're with your girl and you're fucking her all the time, you're depleted, and she, like, flashes you, and you're just like, bitch, do more. Like, get me up. Nah, bro, you don't need shit. Like, you're so full that even the thought, even like the just you thinking about it a little bit, or you know, like throughout your day, you'll notice you're like, I'm fucking ready to like shoot somebody right now. Like, I have a loaded gun on me. And that's a good feeling, bro. You don't want to walk around knowing that you got nothing in your clip, like you got nothing there. Like, it's a horrible feeling. And to go back to the ranked play situation, like I said, like you'll see people in your day-to-day life who may be retaining, but they're not serious about it the way that you are. So you'll see like them the next time, or you'll see them again, and it'll be like, oh damn, like you're not on my level no more, or you were somewhere on the trajectory to get up to where I was up to, but now you're just down, bro. Like, you're just back in the cycle of some shit. So I recognize that my level is at 147 days, and that's my level. If you're at 30 days, you're at 30 days. You can't compete with me. You can't compete. I can't compete with somebody who's at 300 fucking days. You know, like I said, it doesn't matter what their physique is like. Consciously, they're prepared for, they can see more. Their awareness has expanded to more. It doesn't matter if I've been going on 300 days and fucking relapsed. My consciousness is shit. I just depleted myself. So I've been reading this book, and it has been sparking up some thoughts within me. I don't want to say any of this like it's complete fact, but why would you have to deplete yourself for procreation? This is total thought concept. I'm not saying this is real. It makes sense to me that the way that we've been procreating is the normalized and natural way, right? Sacrifice some of yourself to duplicate your consciousness and create another life. And the book that I've been reading talks about this alternate way of procreation where you're not supposed to nut at all. You're not supposed to ejaculate at all. But then that brings into like, well, why do we have nut in the first place, right? So I think that it's much more, since it's a forced outcome, right? It's not like a shit or a pee where you can't retain that shit unless you want to fucking die, right? That's how you know you're not supposed to be retaining that. But your balls and your testosterone, you have to force that shit to get out. It's not a fluid, a bodily fluid that just gets out of you for no reason, you know? And there's a lot of people who like to argue like, well, you guys are stupid because you're doing retention. It's going to come out of you anyway. Dude, I haven't had a wet dream and I can't even remember. Like, I haven't had a wet dream in so long that I can't remember. That's how long it's been. And that's because I work out every day. I meditate every day. I'm focused. I'm doing whatever I need to do during the day. And I take cold showers. I make sure that I'm going to sleep knowing that I did everything that I could possibly do with the energy that I was given during that day. And I noticed when I have wet dreams, I'm either didn't do enough the day before, edging mentally, or I'm prideful, or I'm just too full, and sometimes you just gotta let some go to make room for some more. But definitely the prideful thing is something that you need to keep in check. There's a difference between confidence, there's a difference between being proud of yourself, and then there's a difference like with being prideful and thinking that you're above SR, and thinking that you can do certain things and still get away with it, and still get away with the depletion of energy. For example, having sex, mentally edging or physically edging, regardless if you're nutting or not, you're not going to get away from leaking some energy. And it's going to affect your power level, dude. It's going to show. Like, it may not show up right away, that's something that I've noticed is I would relapse. I wouldn't binge. I'd get back on retention. I'd be like 14 days in, sometimes a month in, and then some fucked up shit happens. And I'm like, why? I'm on 30 days right now. Everything's been going good for 30 days. Why is it now? It's not going to happen right away. The consequences, the you not having awareness, the you being blindsided by your fucking self is not going to show up right away. It's going to take some fucking time for the manifestation of your lackful energy to actually materialize. And the same way goes for while you're on retention. You may be on 100 days and thinking like, fuck, nothing's changing. Be patient, because 30 days from now, some shit's gonna show up and you're gonna be like, I'm glad I fucking retained. And the same thing will happen if you relapse. If you relapse, you're going to tell yourself, oh, nothing bad happened. You know, I'm feeling a little bit low on energy, and I'll restore my energy with some fucking eggs. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, eggs is not your sperm, motherfucker. Like, you can eat anything you want, and it will not regenerate your fucking energy. Like, I hear all the, just take zinc and take magnesium and take all these supplements. That's what I do, and I nut all day. Yeah, in 20 years, you're gonna look like a fucking zombie. Doesn't matter how many zinc pills you take. It's not your sperm. It's not the spiritual energy. It's not the seed of life. It is the power of bringing life into this world. Only men have that. Only men have the seed of life to give. And you give that to a woman, and then she nourishes it. But without the seed of life within you, you're going to have the seed of death. That's what you're going to be planting. That's why you get so much fucking hate on semen retention, because death, they are literally walking vessels of death, looking at people who are full of life. What do you think they're going to say? They're going to fucking hate you. It doesn't matter what you do, what you look like, how you sound, how good of a person you are. You could be Jesus Christ himself. Look at what they did to him. That motherfucker is the best retainer in the universe, and they slaughtered him. So what do you think they're going to do to you? Do you think they're going to fucking love you for retaining, for being a fucking happy, full of life, positive person? No, they're going to try to fucking crucify you, and they're going to try to energetically kill you, which they can't, because their power level is so weak. Even people, you may be on 15 days, you tell your friend, hey, get on retention. He's on day 5. He's on day 7. He ends up getting to 15 days down the line while you're already on day 30. This motherfucker is still going to hate you. The energetic difference. It doesn't matter if you're on day 50 and somebody's on day 7. That motherfucker is going to hate you. That motherfucker is not, he hasn't built up enough life in him to understand, like, okay, I can appreciate this. Maybe one day I'll reach that level, but you're not there yet. That's literally like Gohan base level trying to go against Goku Ultra Instinct. Like, yeah, okay, you can still do some shit. You can still, you know, maybe even get to Super Saiyan level, but you can't reach Ultra Instinct, motherfucker. Don't even try. You know, like, how many times has Vegeta gotten his ass whooped by Goku because Goku's just retaining longer while Vegeta's just putting his fucking head in Bulma's ass cheeks? There's no way that he's going to be able to fucking compete. Goku doesn't even know what sex is. That's how pure this motherfucker is. He doesn't even think about sex at all. And if you know what the fuck I'm talking about, I fuck with you. I don't even care if your nuts are drained. I fuck with you. You at least know what Dragon Ball is. But hey, if you are retaining, you know that this is positive for you. It doesn't matter if you're a depleted fuck right now. It doesn't matter what day you're on. But this is just basically a long ramble about, you know, your awareness and what's going to change as you do certain things, and how you can see that energy level in other people. But for the most part, like, most of you guys are way more ahead than you really think you are. It doesn't matter if you're on day 2, because something I wish people said to me when I was watching these videos before I even posted my first video was that you are really rare. Like, it doesn't matter if you're on day 7. You have something within you that is calling you to letting go of the materialistic world and building up your power level to the point where everything in the material world will start to beg for you, will start to go towards you instead of you trying to look for happiness in the external. It's like Money chases you on retention. Opportunities chase you on retention. Women will chase you on retention. And that's not always going to be good things. Obviously, you have to discern what's positive for you. But previously, when you're gooning, you're in such a lackful state. You think you need certain things to fulfill you. Now that you're fulfilled, your cup is full, the outside is going to begin to match the inside. So remember that. And don't deplete yourself just because somebody is saying you can take zinc and you're going to be fine. You're not going to be fine. That zinc pill is not going to do shit for you. You know, you can take fucking steroids. You can fucking inject muscles into your body and it will never be the same. It will never be the same as you getting it the natural way. You actually putting in the fucking work. I did 147 days of this bullshit and I have never regretted it. As ridiculous as all of this shit sounds, I know how like bullshit all of this sounds to depleted fucks ears, because I was there at one point. I would watch these videos and I'd be like, these motherfuckers, they really think their balls have some magic power. I want to make a video about all the media portraying like symbols of semen retention. You'll see this shit in anime all the time. There's this one episode of One Piece where Luffy goes to the island of women and he's naked because he's like in a cage. They like caged him up and shit. And they're like, what the fuck? What is this thing? Like, I don't even know. They don't even know what a man is because they've only been around women their entire lives. And, you know, he has his full sack on him and the anime like goes in, like closes up. Obviously, it's not going to show his fucking testicles, you weirdo, trying to see Luffy's nuts. But they show like this aura that's gleaming from his fucking sack. And it's just insane how so many things in pop culture like show how semen retention is real. But then like the people, the NPCs of the world want to tell you that this shit is fake. Really? You're going to tell me that this shit is fake when Luffy can fucking stretch his dick 10 miles out? I'm going to get that superpower like probably 300 days from now. So I'm waiting for it. I'm going to keep going. And I'm not going to listen to these NPCs and all these haters. You have to do the same. You have to listen to your gut, bro. You want to reach ultra instinct level, but you're a depleted fuck. What's going on with that? You're like Mr. Satan. Like, you know how Mr. Satan thinks that he's the shit, like he's the strongest one in the whole fucking universe, but he's just a fucking fraud, you know? Like he's not strong at all in comparison to Goku, because Mr. Satan, it's even in the name itself, Mr. Satan. Like he's just depleted as fuck. And that's what you depleted fucks look like to me. Like you guys want to try to compete with us retainers, but you can't even challenge yourself. You can't even pass the test that you're testing on yourself. You can't even go a day without touching your fucking dick. You go pee, all of a sudden you're thinking about porn. You look at a girl, all of a sudden you're just undressing her with your eyes and shit. And you're like, okay, I gotta get some guts. You look like a fucking, like a peasant. It's peasant thinking. It's like peasant vibration. And even the reason I tell you guys this is because for you OG retainers who have been going like 300 days and you're like, damn, some of my friends are even retaining. Some of these people I know that are retaining are hating on me. Yeah, it's because you're too fucking high, dude. You're like, it's like a crow looking at an eagle. Like you can still fly, motherfucker, but you can't get as high as me. So just keep retaining.